Ali, Champions League first place feels all but wrapped up now for Liverpool. It's not mathematically, because Barcelona have decided to maintain being the most insane football team in the entire world, but it does feel like Liverpool have put themselves in the absolute box seat there. And the idea that, when we got drawn with that, maybe we're just the gang of shithousers, to be honest, because I think so many people looking at it and thinking it's a group of death. So for Liverpool to go 7 wins from 7, to concede only 2 goals throughout that run as well, I think just shows how impressive this team truly are.
Yeah, and I think that's the biggest compliment you can pay them, is we seem to have navigated. We've navigated the I say the lesser ties, but the ties aside from Leverkusen and Madrid with relative ease and without sort of too many threats. We've sort of kept teams at touching distance, which I think under this manager was something we had to learn or relearn, because it's a different style of play, and you have to get used to how do you manage games under a new system and under a new manager. And I think we've done that with real confidence. I think the interesting part of the format now is, and I was reading as I came in this morning, that obviously the teams we play further down the list, currently the teams who are occupying that are, they've got a bit about them with City, PSG, and I think it's Madrid currently occupying. I may be wrong on one of them.
They're not. Well, I think they're unlikely to be occupying those.
It could all shift a lot in the last game.
I think the clever money's on Juve being in that group of 4, but the others could be the likes of Brest and Monaco,
and maybe Celtic as well.
Maybe Celtic, Lille are even in the mix, I think, for it.
I think that's the interesting, exciting part about this, because the discourse on Tuesday night, and especially after last night, people were sort of panicking. They think, well, there's still another game to be played here, so you're not getting too concerned at the moment. But I actually think with the statement that we've put out across Europe as well, with the mild bits of rotation, with the patterns of play, again, with the amount of third gearedness that we've managed to achieve in a couple of these games has actually been really impressive, because we've given players minutes, but we've also actually maintained a lot of rhythm in our style of play. And that will concern other teams, because you think, well, God, like once they really let the shackles off, what are this team actually going to do? And we gave everyone a little taste of that against Leverkusen and against Real Madrid. And again, I think it's been a really good advertisement across the whole squad and the whole team of how we can manage each individual game, how we can manage each individual rotational player and still get the best result. So, bring it on. I think Tuesday will be, or Wednesday at PSV will be another interesting game. I see rotation. Again, I don't see maybe too much rotation. If Barca didn't get the win, I could still see that the manager still probably wants that first place on the whiteboard for Thursday morning. But I think this is a really exciting time to continue building blocks, as we just mentioned, into the last 16.
See, I think for me, the main reason why the manager wants to be top is because he wants to beat PSV. I don't think there's any difference between being first and second. I think there's literally no difference between first and second.
Apart from a little bit of money, there isn't, no.
No, like
the two benefits you get is you both of you get drawn against that middle block of 15 to 18. And
whether you're 1 or 2.
And you both get the benefit of playing your home legs a second throughout the entire knockout phase.
And so we've already secured those benefits. I mean, the extra... I think it's €250,000 for being first over second.
Is that all it is?
I think so. I really don't think it's a lot of money. I say not a lot of money to a football club. Before anyone gets on me, I would absolutely love all of that money myself. But
they know where you live, Mike.
you just direct those funds straight to them.
Straight in. I'll give you the details later. But I think the idea of going through and saying that we won all of those games is the kind of thing that can give you confidence, but it's also difficult because sometimes when you get to the knockout round, you feel like, well, that should give us more of a benefit than it has done because, as you said, we could still be in a situation where we've got a very tough game in the last 16. But I think if you go back and you look at those games and you think about who we beat and how we beat them, I don't think there's anyone in this competition who we should be fearful of. I think we should be able to go into a two-legged game with everyone and say, you know what, I think we're better than you. I think we're going to prove it over the course of these two games because playing the home and away bit, we haven't dealt with that yet. And so much of this Champions League has been almost like a voyage of discovery and stuff like that, and people that you don't know how you're going to deal with it. Liverpool have been in Europe a lot. They know how to deal with playing European games. Whether or not you're playing the same team twice or whether you're playing them once, we have that in our DNA, and that has been proven so far, and I think that will continue.